Let's get right into the video. So here I'm using Elmer's glue to glue out some letters that I cut out on my silhouette. I have a silhouette Cameo 4 and I just cut out the letters for my business logo, and I cut 3 sets of each letter and I'm just stacking them one on top of the other so I can give it kind of a raised appearance. Initially, I wanted to use foam tape, but the letters are really thin in my beads, so I was like, I'm not finna sit here and do all that. So that's why I did so many of the letters cut out just out of cardstock, and I stacked them one on top of the other. And you can do way more than just 3. 3 is just what I was willing to do because I have a lot of other things that I have to do to prepare for my Invest Fest. So I couldn't just sit here and do 10 letters per letter, like 10 of each letter. So I just did 3 of each, and you just stack them. And the next thing that I'll do after stacking all of them is spray painting each letter. So here we are about to spray paint each letter, and you just do 2 coats of the spray paint on each letter and let those dry. And I chose a glossy spray paint because I wanted it to kind of shine. I chose a matte for the paint for this part. I chose a matte color, and I chose glossy for the letters because I wanted to set off. And here, this paint that I'm using has a paint and a primer already in it. It's an acrylic paint, but it also has a little primer in it. And use that, and I do 2 coats because I didn't want any like wood to show through. I wanted it to be pure white like my logo. Now, here's the fun part. My logo has like some hand strokes of gold on there. So that's where I'm able to do that. And I use the metallic gold and a glitter gold. I got all these supplies at Michael's, and I'm just hand painting them here. I use some of the brushes I use for my sipping paints that I host at my house. And I'm just trying to let the creativity flow and try to mimic my logo as close as possible by freehanding it. before you glue anything down, what I'm doing is I'm doing a letter placement. I'm just placing all the letters on the board after everything is dry to see how it'll lay out. How do I want it to set? Does it match my logo? What is it that I'm trying to accomplish here? And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So the small letters that are at the bottom, it says Shea Butter Base Body Care, and I use just Oracle 651, just permanent vinyl to put there. I only had this Dollar Tree transfer tape at the time. I do not recommend that transfer tape at all. Like, I hate it, but that's all that I had, so that's what I had to use. You'll see me struggle to get it off. It's very frustrating. So don't use the Dollar Tree transfer tape. It is way too tacky. Like, it's way too sticky. The letters stick to the paper way too hard to get them off. And you see here I'm using the scraper to kind of hold the letter down as I pull the tape off. And I have to do that for all of these. So I do not recommend the Dollar Tree transfer tape. Now I'm about to start gluing down the letters, and for the letters I actually use this tacky glue. It is by the company Scotch, and it's permanent glue. It works really well. I liked it, and it has a fine point nozzle, so you can like color out what exactly you want to put it down. It's like a precision tip, so you can put it exactly where you want the glue to be. And I did that with each letter, and then I used the ruler to line them up to make sure that they were straight. So after I glued everything down, I stacked heavy things on top of the letters, and I let them sit there so that they could dry flat, and make sure that they had a really good adherence to the wood so it didn't lift at a later date. I did the B's in segments because they were a lot bigger than the other letters. So I did those in segments to make sure that they all the way went down. After you pull off the weight, you'll see that maybe there'll be a little bit of glue on there and it peels off really easily. You can just scratch it right off. I know the placement of the rest of the letters is not the same as it was when I first started the video, and that's because I went back and I looked at my logo and I was like, oh, these go this way. So I had to kind of switch up my placement so that it matched my logo more accurately. And this is the final result. This is my sign. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It's 30 inches around. So I am going to show you guys what it looks like up against me so you can kind of get a better idea of how big it is. Because it's a pretty big sign and I'm very happy with it. It came out beautifully. And here's me and my sign. Look at it. Look how big it is. It's huge. It's a 30-inch sign. 30 inches all the way around. And I bought the round on Amazon for $50. I can link all the materials in the description box below. Thanks.